The only independent voice of Liberia. No allegiance to any political party, organization, institution, or individual. Freedom FM 87.9, your best choice.
I look into your brown eyes, and everything is alright.
The only independent voice of Liberia. No allegiance to any political party, organization, institution, or individual. Freedom FM 87.9.
I'm feeling the vibes of originalhits.com.
These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired.
Okay.
Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he himself said, he said, when you run for one term, he himself said it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else.
I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors, and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94 million to strive on observing the tenets of democracy and adhering to the rule of law. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia.
Those who wrote the speech, inauguration day, everybody happy. We are rejoicing over the defeat of the old regime. We are rejoicing about the effort to bring a new regime. Then we'll sit down with happiness. We go write paper for that 79-year-old man. He's struggling to read. Then before that, I will tell you that nation, I will tell US, I will bring weapon for you. Because you think weapon for you, Johnson? I will tell the woman of bring when you come to the
crown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence 30 years prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brenda Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years on conventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time of experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at Large for War Crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before delegations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who are And yes, somebody said to me, Austin, the pains continue. The economic hardship keep increasing by the day. More Liberians continue to go to bed on hunger or empty stomachs as our government officials ride, slave, and sleep in the nation's wealth. So, y'all, thank you for everything you guys are doing for the country. And I said, thank you for following us well always. This is how we think we can contribute to the nation's growth. So let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the Monday in the Republic of Liberia. It's the 10th day of November 2025. And I am your usual host. My name is Austin Kawa. I'm here straight up to 10 o'clock tonight. And together, you and myself, we are going to have a lot of issues to talk about tonight. We saw the AFL widows issuing some strong threats. They have threatened to butt naked themselves, alleging that Mr. Braga, the president of our country, has refused to have a direct conversation with them, that they were denied access to the president, and that for months since the government came to power, the new government came to power, they have not been receiving their benefits. And they are now demanding that government pays them their benefits. We're trying to talk to Mary Allison tonight on the show, but it's like our efforts are not materializing. Let's hope we could get approval in the middle of the show to talk to Madam Mary Allison, the head of the AFL Widows. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency has made new arrests. It's something that I want to talk about tonight. And so, yes, it's on our list. I know all of you are aware now, or may be aware, that there is a draft budget before the legislature for the fiscal year 2026. We have received a soft copy of the budget this evening, thanks to my big brother from the Ministry of Finance. And we hope we can take our time to go through it. Do the necessary consultation with those who have more experience in budgeting, especially government budgeting and fiscal governance, to be able to make an informed decision or comment on the critique of the 2026 draft budget. But there's a conversation ongoing about the budget that I like to talk about, and this is going to be our conversation tonight. The Minister of Finance appeared before the Ministry of Information regular press briefing today. What happened? And he made some boastful statements. He made some boastful comments today at the Ministry of Information. I was sitting and laughing, I was smiling, and all. I say, you people, y'all slow down. Y'all will raise the people's expectation and come back tomorrow to start justifying and intellectualizing and asking the people to pray. Government telling people to pray. Lata TV Online is publishing except from what he said at the Ministry of Information. I'm going to read that piece. That's going to form the basis for our conversation tonight. Don't go away. Stick and stay with us. We shall be right back after this break. From our sponsor, Crumb Stopper Liberia.
My musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the real authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community.
Hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we have seen in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sanya, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sanya.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in
Liberia. Crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sanya.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper.
My people, hello.
Hello, Mr. Chairman.
Tapla, why is the news today again?
Well, the news is that the AFL is getting ready to recruit qualified and interested Liberians to join the army early 2026.
Che, thank God, we have been waiting so long for this time, Tapla. Let me call my children Krubo and Wimanga, yeah?
But wait, the AFL is not just taking anybody.
Why you mean again?
Chebo, the recruitment process is free, yeah? No money business. You have to be a Liberian citizen from 18 to 35 years, be a high school graduate or college student, and must have your WAEC certificate. The AFL people say, no WAEC certificate, no joining AFL, yeah? You must be physically and mentally fit. It means be well and strong, yeah? You must not get bad human rights record, criminal record, or other bad behaviors. The AFL people say they will check for all that want to.
So, Tapla, all the things you talk, that all?
No. To prove your citizenship, the AFL people say you must bring your national ID card, voters registration card, Liberian passport, birth certificate, or certificate of naturalization. That one there, that the people who were not Liberian citizens, but they say they won't be citizens for Liberia, they get a document from the court. 2 passports have photos, white background, health certificate from any recognized health center. But it has to be within the last 3 months of your application, yeah? Any other relevant document you get, AFL people say bring a vocational certificate or diploma. Can't we?
Wow. Then it means my children, Krubo and Wimoga, are qualified, yeah? But where will these children go to apply now?
Chebo, the recruitment exercise will take place in 4 regions. The Central Region, that Monserrado, Queen-Bassa, and Magibi counties. The recruitment center will be located in Monrovia, Monserrado County. Then the Western Region, Queen Cape Mount, Bomi, and Bapolu County. The recruitment center will be in Tottenberg, Bomi County. Northern Region, that Lofa, Bong, and Nimba counties. The recruitment center will be in Banga, Bon County. Then in the southeastern region, there are Grand Jide, River G, Maryland, Grand Crew, River Cess, and Sino counties. Yeah, because the counties plenty over there, we will have 2 recruitment centers. One in Zedru, Grand Jide County, and the other one will be in Harper, Maryland County.
But Taplao, you are my friend and brother, and you are a big man in the AFL. So I will recommend my children to you so you can help them enter the AFL.
Whoa, Chebo, I want too big. AFL people say no recommendation, yeah? In fact, AFL people say you must be careful with any AFL soldier or civilian who tell you, say, give me money so I can help you to join the AFL. That one there part, that lie. AFL people say, whether you AFL big man or small man, if you recommend anyone, they will sack you from the AFL and disqualify that person, yeah? The high command of the AFL assures the public that the recruitment process will be strictly based on merit, yeah?
A message from the Armed Forces of Liberia.
AFL ready to go. AFL ready to go. See them all, see them all. See them all, see them all.
Okay, thank you. So let's go. There are folks joining us. Let's see who are here tonight. Peter Lin, welcome to the show. Okay, Peter Lin, welcome. Alaska P has joined us as well. Numo Yanti is joining the show tonight from Randa Street. Mohammed Balo has joined us from Broadville. Hezekiah Doe is following the show tonight from District 17. Mohammed Masakwe has joined us tonight from that's Freeport. Anthony Wiega is following from Nimba. Peter Wande has joined us tonight from Crown Hill. John Takpaya has joined us from where? Nukutan. Councillor Sewini is following the show tonight from Riverside County. Musa Sharif from New Georgia. Clady Allison, welcome to the show. My weekend was tiring. I'm still exhausted. Welcome to the show from Delaware in the U.S. Justice Baker is joining tonight from Maryland County. Yasa Sharif has joined us. It's been a long time. Yasa, hope everything is okay and it's good to see you back here. Tyler Bowie is following from Dupont Road. Phoenicius Junior Bar has joined us from Nukutan. Christian, as a matter of fact, Freedom FM will be in Nukutan on the 15th of November. But we'll talk about that after this segment of the show. Opie O'Neill Cooper, Johnson, from Doe Community. Christian Bible is joining from Banja, Papi Keita, Stephen Fala, Candy. Happy pre-birthday to Candace. Tomorrow is her birthday. Jerison Tupa has joined us from Victoria Island, Lower Johnsonville. Sapo King is following the show from Ghannasville. Emmanuel P from Texas in the US. Welcome. Chairman Bon Pekin, Limu. Chairman Bon Pekin is joining from District 10. Emmanuel. Jean Papi from Texas. Welcome to all of you. Cyril Tooley from Florida. It's also been a while as well, Cyril. Well, it's good to see you back here. Karim Kumar, welcome, my dear brother from Cinco. Thank you. The graduation is Friday. Yeah. Friday is the graduation. Emmanuel P. Timothy T. Nuville from Matadi. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on this edition of the show. As a matter of fact, on the weekend, Freedom FM is celebrating her 9th anniversary. We are turning, in fact, we are already 9 years old since the founding of this station. Yes, we are 9 years old, and we are celebrating our 9th anniversary on the 15th of this month. That's on Saturday, just a day after my graduation. The last time I was there, I was playing on. So I was in Nikutan. The 7th anniversary were in Nikutan on Baglafi, and then the 8th anniversary we were also in Nikutan on D12 field, and the 9th anniversary we are going to be in Nikutan again on Bagla. Is there like the borough is our home pitch, so we are playing home, and we will not just be at the Babla Fee. We will be playing kickball, football, and having fun. It's going to be a moment to have our fans and our followers and our supporters interacting with us on that day. There are some folks who have not seen us in person, like physically. Besides, some have seen us on camera. Some only see us on camera. Some have seen us, but they have not seen us for a while now, and some have not even seen us before. So Tuesday, Saturday is going to be a perfect opportunity for us to interact with our fans, with our followers, and our fans on in Nikutan. So those of you who can make your way there, you are invited. The entire country is invited. Our entire fan base is invited, and we will be out on Saturday. That's just a day after my graduation. So the celebration continues, to Saturday. Tomorrow is Kana's birthday. I'd like to say happy pre-birthday to you, and happy pre-birthday to all of you celebrating tomorrow and the days to come. And also happy birthday to all of you celebrating today. It's good to have. Oh yeah, yes, my zero today. I'm graduating today tomorrow. That's AMEU, the African Methodist Episcopal University on Camp Johnson Road. So yes, so just after my graduation, they were celebrating Freedom FM anniversary on it now. So you see, it's a good thing. So be together, folks. We will continue those. Once you are listening to Freedom FM, all of our shows, all of our programs will continue to talk about the anniversary, so you get informed. We'll be playing football. Yeah, I'm a good football player. I'm a very good football player. So we all will be out on that day. When you have to text me the list of the teams that are already consented to play, so we know, so we can be announcing, because normally we invite all our stations, but we wait for their approval before we announce. So once we get the approval from the institutions that we've invited to play with us or to celebrate with us, we will definitely announce that to all of you, and you'll be aware. If you are our follower or our fan and you can play football or kickball, you are also invited. Come, the fan club will be, the Freedom FM fan club will be outside, will be with us that day to also play with us. So there will be a space there for you. So let's go into some other issues. Where do I start? The LDE, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, in all fairness, has been taking some action. Because let me indicate firstly that drugs affects everybody. The issue about drug affects everybody. The fight against drug or the fight against drugs is everybody's business, or should be everybody's business. If or had the Unity Party folks not decide to politicize the fight or the actions that are being taken, because of the intentional and willful behavior of the UP folks to politicize the fight against drugs and make it to look like the drug scheme were brought in this country by George Weah and his CDC and the UP folks had nothing to do with it. This is the reason why you see some folks in the opposition are just saying, even though it's a good thing, but I'm not doing PR for them. I'm not helping with the publicity, to ensure I'm not playing any role in it, because they are making it to be a unity party thing instead of it being a national fight or a community-based thing that everybody who lives in the community will be able to live with the police and the DA to ensure that we give them scoops, or we give them clues, to be able to lead them into making more arrests. And I think moving forward, if they might come to their senses anyway. If the UP folks can decide to come to their senses, and you will see the result, you will see the impact. But I think the DA folks there, the new folks there, they have some good intentions. They are not perfect. They may not be perfect, but they have some good intentions, and that's the intention that we need to support. But if they want us to support them, that's the but. If they need our support, we will see it. Because I can be supporting George Weah. I know the efforts that George Weah made in the fight against drugs. I know the support he gave to it. And then you're making the fight to look like it is a UP thing versus a CDC thing. We can make everything in this country UP versus CDC. And that's a new trend the UP folks have taken. They want to make everything to look like everything is about UP and CDC. And that's so challenged and illiterate that they have to work on. And once they can adjust, trust, you will see. Do you know why political leaders are hardly talking, are hardly speaking in this country? Because even for political leaders to speak, it will appear like they are supporting you or celebrating the ruling party. But the political leaders are not being respected. They are not being consulted. Since 2024, Joe Biden came to power, he has not held one meeting with any political party. He has not held any meeting with the opposition bloc. He has not held meeting with civil society people. He hasn't held meeting with just any interest group. So it is just Bwaka and Bwaka and Bwaka and Bwaka. So all these political leaders are just saying, you know what? Since this old man does not want to get us involved, good. If he does good, that's good for him. That's not for me to say. If he does wrong, we can criticize it. Okay? And it seems like they are so comfortable with it, so we move on. And so I hear that Grand Cape Mount County has recorded, Grand Cape Mount and Sando have recorded the highest number of arrests, of arrests made in the fight against drugs. And so this is alarming. Probably because those are border points or bordering counties that border other countries, and so I'm sure that's part of the reason, or the reasons. And I hear that over 200 persons or 100, almost 200 persons have been arrested and forwarded to court for prosecution. This is something interesting that we need to follow, and this is where my concern is. We want to fight drugs, then we have to make the fight holistic. We have to make the fight holistic. We can be selective in our fight. We can be political also in our efforts. And once these viruses are associated with the fight against drugs, obviously it's going to impede its operations. The AFL widows, like I said, we're actually trying to talk to Omar, Mary, Allison, and I'm sure we will get approval. But yeah, it's what I want to say. The Unity Party folks, for the last 6 years, we have not heard, for the 6 years under CDC, we didn't hear or see AFL widows in the streets protesting and cursing us and threatening the president or the government. We didn't see that. We didn't hear that. And as far as my recollection serves me, It is because the president then was actually paying attention to those widows. It is because the president and the government, look, had a collaborative approach, well coordinated, that saw the president constantly met all those people. So the president was constantly meeting those people, interacting with them, getting to honors to know and understand their plots, and helping to solve some of the major problems. Josh Weah did not solve all the problems for the widows, no. But he managed for 6 years to solve some of the most pressing problems that they had. And that's why the place was quiet. You didn't see or hear these widows running around protesting for their money, accusing the government of owing them their benefits. No, you didn't see that because they were being taken care of. Now that the UP folks have come to power, and trust me, look at the budget. They told the draft budget. There is nothing that even consider. There's no program that considers AFL widows. There's no program that considers people living with disability. I mean, significant program impact that's going to focus on people living with disabilities. No, not one that I have seen. Jeff from skimming through the budget. Not only that, we're talking about the folks with the teachers, you know. So there is nothing significant even that in terms of a program that is going to address these AFL widows' concern. And that's going to be something difficult. I hope the lawmakers or some of the good ones can see reason to look in that budget and introduce a program, a long-lasting program that will accommodate these widows. Because, mind you, these people have legitimate concern, and their concerns must be looked into. For the president to be even refusing to meet or sit with these people with their leadership, because it gives you the space to understand the problem, to know the problems. But the president, like, no, I don't want to know. I don't need to sit with them. I don't have to sit with them. This is wrong. And those of you advising the president, or if it is himself telling his protocol people that he does not want to meet them, then it is wrong. He has to rethink. The other part, what they say, if they can't get redress from the president, they are going to tow their casket and things. They are symbolically in honor of their husbands. You know, yes, that's part of their civil rights. You know, that's part of their right to do. That's part of their right to do so. And but what I don't support, I wouldn't support them. You know, bootlicking themselves in the street as they are threatening to do. I wouldn't support that. But if they decide to do that, it's up to them. But I wouldn't support that. So I think there are still options. Radical wants to available to them that they can use to call the government's attention to their plot. Okay. So since this. Okay, so I'm told there will be only 2 games on that day. So Freedom FM will be playing Freedom FM Fan Club. Freedom FM versus the Fan Club in both kickball and football. I don't know, baby boy, you have to let me know whether there's basketball also. But kickball and football. So you're the females who can play kickball, join us in Nikutan on the weekend. You're the males who can play football, join us in Nikutan on the weekend, and let's have some mad fun, you know, as a way of welcoming the dry season. Even though the rain is refusing to leave. Even though the rain is refusing to leave. Okay, so this is what I came across today. And The government is bragging and boasting about increasing our budget to 1.2 billion. And I listened to a number of statements and posts from some UP folks. They are telling you they are raising, and this is also an advice to the Unity Party people. Gafan is too quick to ask Liberians to pray. When he's messing up and the system is messing up, then they come down to ask you to pray after lifting or raising your expectation. The UP folks are running around with the perception that this budget is going to solve their problems or their needs. This is a wrong public financial narrative that you're giving to the people. $1.2 billion US budget as draft does not solve the bread and butter issues for a country with over 5 million people that has more than 1.25 million people in poverty, living in poverty. That's the first thing we need to tell you. Do not raise your expectation. Do not listen to Gafan and his legs. What they are doing is that they are being mischievous and disingenuous from the public finance perspective. They are being disingenuous to you. They're being disingenuous in their narrative or their interpretation about this whole 1.2 million budgeting. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Do not raise or increase your expectation. Do not increase your expectation. And I don't know why these guys, they can learn. The first thing, you have to be able to control the narratives. The explanation about the budget has to be realistic. Because we're talking bread and butter issue. This is something that boils on the bread and butter issue for our country. Whether it's going to impact the real sector, whether it's going to impact the service industry, whether it's going to impact civil service, whether it's going to impact infrastructure, whatever. You have to be real in your narrative to the people who are going to be benefiting, whether it's negatively or positively from the budget. But the UP folks are unrealistic. Like I said, they are being disingenuous. Now, let's place some emphasis on a few issues. I think the budget paper that I saw is something around 784 pages or something. Just skimming through. I still to be corrected, but it's around 784 or 784 or 787. 737 page document. So this 737 page document that we're talking about, like I said, just skimming through. The government has forgotten to know that this country has mostly youthful population. We should either decide what kind of impact we want to make, whether it's whether it's through education, whether it's through skill training or vocational education. We need to decide. We need a program that will clearly target lifting or developing the minds of our young generation. And like I said, just skimming through the budget, I don't see anything that significantly that is allocated to youth development. Okay, youth development programs. Braga have been causing us about rehab, arresting Dogo Zogo, taking Zogos from the street of underprivileged people and giving them program. the budget does not significantly address that as well for the second year running. Based on the draft that I saw, that I've skimmed through, like I said, I don't see anything that significantly address the issue about honor privilege. Young people, I don't like to call them youths because some are not youths. But all those honor privileged people, I don't see anywhere in that budget that or any program that significantly targets, rehabilitation. So they have to go back. Now, let's focus on the UP people own narrative. I see they talk about 1 million support to sports, and I know some of you want to, jitter and all of that. They talk about 1 million to sports, and some of you are dying. Those of us who play the game and reading about the game and know the game. Let me just say this to them, to you also. $1 million to football is peanut. Don't allow anybody to tell you because the government was giving 50,000 to football or 80,000 to football, and they increase it from 80,000 to 1 million. Then that is a problem solved. That is not a problem solved. We have to be careful here. We will definitely go into detail, right? 1 million to football does not solve any problem because $1 from that 1 million has not been identified to be spent on football. It is still a draft. The legislature could cut it down. The legislature could increase it. And I told one of my colleagues today that I'm not going to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time talking about impacts. It's too early about the budget. It's too early to talk about impacts. The draft budget cannot impact anything in this country. It's just draft. It's just a proposal. Then I see the UP guys are ignorant or all the arrogance celebrating. What are you celebrating? This is the question you should ask your UP friend in your community that is celebrating 1.2 billion. 1.2 billion draft budget or proposed budget does not solve any problem. Let's get that clear. Let's establish that first. That a draft document, a proposed document does not solve any problem. No. No proposal can solve problem. Proposal is meant to be reviewed, to be scrutinized and approved. When it is approved, then there is a stage for implementation. It is during the implementation stage that we start to talk impacts, progress, success, challenges, pitfalls. You can't do a proposal, then you go have part of the Ministry of Information. You do a proposal, you go have part of the rehab in Joe Parker living room. And Gafan has already started drinking a small beer. When the budget has not even been passed by the legislature. And this is the message that you must take. Liberia does not have 1.2 billion sitting down to be spent. Liberia does not have $1.2 billion sitting down to be spent. We don't have that money. They are making you to believe that we have the money. We don't have the money. The money is not sitting down in central bank. And I think as soon as Gafan is supposed to be, this is the narrative this is the tune that he's supposed to tailor the messaging. So you don't get confused. So you, the people, don't get carried that, the government already raised 1.2 billion. It's sitting down in central bank. The government can spend it. No. The government does not have 1.2 billion US dollars sitting down anywhere. The government does not even have $2 million generated from LRA sitting down for 2026. No. As we speak, the government has not even generated 1 cent to be spent in 2026. The government is still raising money to be spent to complete to complete some of our projects for 2025. ArcelorMittal money that they are talking about is not go. If okay, let's say Mittal stated the 2 billion, and gave the government 2 billion cash. The government will still spend that money in 2025 because right now the government is looking for money to spend on some of our priority projects. So she will still spend some of that money. So 2 billion will not go. Will not be taken for or brought forward in 2026. So when you see that balance brought forward in 2026, you ArcelorMittal, you will never see 2 billion there. Let me repeat, if ArcelorMittal money comes tonight in cash to the government, next year, the budget, when that budget is passed, balance brought that January, February, that out year, balance brought forward will not be 2 billion. The government will use some of that money because the government needs to spend money right now. There are some civil servants that are not even taking paid. Yes. There are civil servants that have not taken pay for last month. Last month, the government deducted significant. There were significant deductions from civil servant salaries. Those of you who are civil servants, you should call and open the line and tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, there was a significant cut from civil servant salaries for last month. Those who are taking pay, the Liberian Dollar Company, some salary, and some experienced 2,000 LD deduction, some 1,008, some 3,000 LD deduction from their salaries. If you are civil servant and you're listening to the show, if I'm lying, call the show and tell me Austin that lie. The government is deducting last month's salary. She deducted some 218, 2,000 LD, 3,000 LD from civil servant salaries. The government is broke, freaking broke. So she does not have any money sitting down anywhere to spend in 2026. The government is waiting for January to start generating for LRA to start generating money. 2 billion from ArcelorMittal. They're not cash money coming. Some coming as an investment in different things. They're not cash money coming to them. And they're not telling you that. They are making you to believe that ArcelorMittal is giving the government $2 billion cash. That's not true. The government got to work for it. And the government, these commitments come with precondition. Some are extension. Okay, I want you to extend my stay in Liberia. If you extend my stay in Liberia, this is the amount I'm going to invest. This is the amount I'm going to give you a signature bonus. This is the amount I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay as corporate social fund to the affected areas, the 3 counties. When no money put together, so you ask them, the 2 billion you're talking about, is it one of the many monies that Mittal will be paying, or is a conglomeration? Ask them, let them tell you. So these are the special narratives that they don't want to tell you, and they will not tell you. They want you to believe that the government has the capacity, that LRA has the capacity of 1.2 billion. That's not true. That's not true. So yeah, it's a good thing for our budget to be increased. I support it. I'm happy that our budget is increasing, but I'm not happy now. I'm not happy with the manner in which they are communicating the message. You know why? Because I am aware that budget is a proposal. Just a simple thing you have to understand. So anybody comes to you, any UP person comes to you to tell you, any UP person comes to you and tell you, oh, the Joseph Boakai has done well. We have increased the budget to 1.2. Dangerous liar. Because you know what? The executive has not increased the budget to 1.2 billion. So let me take my time and tell you how it works. So the executive has submitted the budget. Is the executive's is what the executive intends to spend or programs or everything, but everything. So the executive comes and say these are our programs, and these are the different amounts that we finance these programs for 2026. Because our plan for 2026, the budget is that the government plan. The government is telling the legislature, this is our plan for 2026. In keeping with your statutory response, your constitutional responsibility, please review it and approve it. But we want to spend 1.2 billion. To be able to spend, to want to spend 1.2 billion, it means you must have the capacity to generate 1.2 billion. It means LRA must have the capacity to generate 1.2 billion. So LRA now, we have to go to the legislature to convince the legislature, along with the Ministry of Finance and the budget team. They will have to go to the legislature and sit before them. If it is a serious legislature, the sad thing for us is that the current legislature is so politicized and just resting in the pocket of Joe Barker. So anything that goes in does not get scrutinized and just pass. That's the biggest disappointment right and challenge we have in our country. That the legislature is a garbage in, garbage out. What Barker sent, that's what comes back. But the legislature, a serious Ways and Means Committee, is supposed to take that budget, call the Ministry of Finance people first. And so, depending if they're dealing with the expenditure portion first or the revenue portion first. So if they are dealing with the revenue portion first, they call the LRA people. And state finance will have to be there anyway. LRA, this is the draft budget. The government says she wants to spend 1.2 billion. This government's decision, you LRA, you are in the executive, so you must have been part of these technical discussions that led or guided the Ministry of Finance folks to propose a 1.2 billion. Share your revenue sources with us. Where are these monies coming from? Can you raise 1.2 billion? Because the revenue people are the technicians. They have to inform the legislature whether it is possible, because the legislature is coming down to scrutinize the budget. And they will be scrutinizing the expenditure portion on the basis of what the technical arm like the LRA can raise. So LRA will come and tell the lawmakers, say, our budget last year was 700 plus million. Why are we going way to 1.2 billion? And even the 700 million, you are coming back yet for recast. And recast because according to your, certain lines were not performing, or certain streams were not performing. Certain revenue streams were not performing. So you are coming back to us. So a budget that struggled to get implemented, you coming back instead of keeping the figure at 700 million, or instead of reducing the figure, you are stepping it up by 300 million, 500 million, sorry. This is overly ambitious. But technically, financial say this is unreasonable. This is not how you grow, or you grow your figure. You can come from 700 million. You struggle to raise the money. You even struggle to raise the 700 plus million for the fiscal year 2025. And then fiscal year 2026, you say you go 1.2. So LRA people come and convince us. Why should we pass the budget at 1.2? All these processes I'm explaining to you have not even started yet. And government is running on Ministry of Information and celebrating. All these processes have not even started. LRA will sit down in the Ways and Means Committee, who should have people, real technicians, and asking him these questions. Based on the LRA people responses or their answers, that will be driven by facts. How much here? 1.2. Okay, tell we budget was 700 plus. Where can we get the additional? It did not even perform. But you are increasing it. You are adding additional 500 million on it. Where are we going to get this money from? If NRA cannot convince the lawmakers that they can raise, that they have the capacity to raise that money, the legislature will reduce the budget, will not pass it at 1.2 billion. Because they were not convinced. Because they were not convinced. That's how, I'm not saying that what will happen you. I'm saying that's how it should be. So it is too early for you to celebrate that your country get 1.2 billion sitting down somewhere. Your country does not have 1.2 billion US dollars sitting down somewhere waiting to be spent next year. That's a wrong narrative. That's a wrong perception they're giving you. That's a wrong explanation they're giving you. They are placing you under the pretext to raise the expectation and increase your frustration. You are already poor. You are already frustrated. You are already disappointed in the lack of improvement on the Braga government for the last 2 years. Then they are increasing your hope again. And that's it. That when they cannot generate 1.2 billion, then they come back and tell you, and government will come back and tell you to pray. If they come by and ask you to pray. So no 1.2 billion. Now, let's move forward. When LRA is leaving, the expenditure people, the fiscal people will go there, finance ministry people now will go there and say, okay, so yes, we want to spend the money. Where then you start reviewing the different lines. How much is allotted to education? Where specifically are these amounts allotted? Health. Where specifically are these amounts? Are you spending? Okay, you have increased. We notice that you have increased education budget to 1 billion. Where is the 1 billion? Where is to 1 billion? Sorry, where is the 1 billion going? Is it going to be spent on training teachers, or is going to be spent on increasing teacher salaries and keeping them at the same level? No impact, no new knowledge, no training. Are you going to spend these monies in the classroom to renovate the school, the classrooms? Are you going to spend the money to give the building lab, science labs and all of that? Are you spending this money on buying chairs for the students? What exactly will you be spending this money on? Then you see on the education line, maybe 10% go to this, 5% go to this. They will ask you, why are you giving 5% to teacher increment, to salary increment for teachers, and not 10%? Why do you want to keep spending money? Why are you not training new teachers? Why are you not building high schools in some cities that do not have high schools, public schools? And you have to answer, why are you buying? Okay, we want to buy 20 or 30 vehicles next year. Why do you want to buy 30 vehicles next year, brand new vehicles, when we can buy 30 new vehicles for less than or 5? So these are the technical questions that these people are supposed to go answer. I keep saying supposed because I am not sure. I don't have any confidence in the legislature that it is going to scrutinize any serious document that goes to it. I'm just saying these things because of you listening to me and watching me. But for them, that's a mess. For capital building, it's a mess. Don't be surprised. This budget will go to the legislature and they will even increase it from 1.2 billion to 1.4 billion. Because they want the optics. They want the political narrative to go that, oh, Joe Braga increased the budget. That's all. Because George Weah increased the budget from 500 million to 600 million and then to 700 million. Now, they too want to increase the budget. Because Cummings is talking about taking our country budget to 1 billion if he's elected. So they want to take the budget to 1 billion. That's all. That's all they want you to know. That Mr. Cummings said, I will raise our budget to 1 billion. That when George Weah came, he raised our budget from 500,000 to 700,000. So let's raise the budget to 1 billion. So we'll pass Weah threshold and we'll reach our Cummings threshold. So by their reasoning, that will render George Weah, Cummings, and Albo irrelevant. But that's not how you solve economic problems. The size of the budget there's no guarantee that the size of the budget will make the macro to work. There's no guarantee that the size of the budget means you're going to lift people out of poverty. That budget, the money allotted in a budget does not lift people out of poverty. No. The way it is spent, that's what lifts people out of poverty. That's why we are supposed to be concerned about how we spend. How we spend. And not just allotting figure. And I don't know what these guys think. Look, some of you have the journals to start talking to and start writing on social media. You can't just be quiet. Besides seditionists, there are people who are not seditionists, so are not politicians at all. They don't have any political party, but they are Liberians. They have skills, they have knowledge. Technicians, career people. I see many of you just sitting, you're talking, you are doing nothing. And trust me, this budget is going to affect you, your life. It's going to affect you, the professional people, the unprofessional people, the skilled people, the unskilled people. This budget is going to affect everybody. So everybody who has some skills, some level of reading and understanding, and some expertise, they need to get involved with this budget discussion because this is the big case. This is the largest size of our budget. So everybody can sit down and be quiet. The instructors in the classrooms will have to talk. We have to ask the hard questions and leave the political optics. We need to ask the hard question. Let me read for you a piece. This is what they say about your man, Gav. Yeah, I told you there's a reason why I always use different people content. There's a reason I always use contents from different places. So this one Lata wrote. Gafan said Liberia's economy on solid track. What is it? What are we putting? I said Gafan would deny it. So you see, this is Lata TV. You see? Let me show you there. Liberia's economy on solid track, says Minister Gafan. How can you do this? How can you say this? How can you do this to your discipline? A sound man like Gafan is telling you that Liberia's economy is on solid track. It's not even on the track yet. So how will it be solid? It is not even on the track. Then Gafan said the economy is on solid track. The track has not even been built. We have not even built the track. You know what Gafan is calling solid track? You know what the track should be, in fact? The track to Liberia's economic growth. That track is supposed is like the base, the system. So that track, the system will serve as the track, meaning you've built a system, an economic system that is working and having positive impact in the lives of Liberians. Then you can say we are on solid track, meaning we are moving towards, we are making progress, we are moving towards. Just by proposing a 1.2 billion budget does not put a country's economy on solid track. This is a wrong narrative again. This is falsehood. And Gafan is an economist. Sit down and imagine your economic teacher telling you, you're in class and your economic teacher is telling you Liberia is on solid track because our country has made a $1.2 billion proposed budget. Just think about it. That an economist is saying to you, we are on solid track, meaning the system has been built. It means the system has been built. You have not even succeeded in raising $500 million. You don't have any history of successfully raising $500 million without any borrowing. And just to make a proposal of $1.2 billion budget, and you go to the public and tell the public that Liberia is on solid track, then you go back to America to go and beg. Then you go to other countries to go and beg. You are a country's economy that is still begging, that is still dependent, cannot be on solid track. So what are the indicators? What are the indicators? The indicator Gavin Dibenion is saying the country on solid track, that $1.2 billion proposed budget. So let's read what Lata say as the justification. Finance and Development Planning Minister Augustin Gavin has assured Liberians that there will be no budget shortfall under the country's $1.2 billion national budget, emphasizing that Liberia's fiscal outlook remains strong and stable. Where are the indicators? They may tell you our fiscal outlook remains strong. Was it ever strong? We've never had a strong fiscal outlook for the last 4 to 5 years. Even under George Weah, we do not have a strong and stable fiscal outlook. Liberia has never had one. Anybody to give you false narrative. Liberia has never experienced strong fiscal outlook since 2006. President Sedita, this country, I tell you, this country has never experienced strong fiscal outlook. Anybody tells you that, ask them to point to the indicators that inform that statement. And the Minister of Finance, a man that people are supposed to respect, is telling you that Liberia has a strong, Liberia's fiscal outlook remains strong and stable. Do you agree? Because when he said, the fact that he says our fiscal outlook remains strong and stable, it means our fiscal outlook is strong and stable. So we will also country that your economy, that your fiscal outlook have been strong. A fiscal space that has struggled to generate money. A fiscal space that has never been able to impact the service sector or the service sector. We are still struggling for everything. Water, electricity. We are still struggling to even get 50% stable. Are going way to 50%. We do not have anything 50% stable in this country. How can you tell me that your fiscal outlook remains strong? 1.3, they say 1.5 million Liberians living in poverty. You telling me that's almost 30% of your population, and you tell me, and they say this is extreme poverty, and you telling me your fiscal outlook have been strong and stable. Speaking at a special press briefing at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Mr. Gavin said the nation's revenue performance remains encouraging, with figures from the Liberia Revenue Authority showing steady growth and resilience. No, I don't even want to read this thing before anyway. Let me just read it for the sake of the show. Then he lied and said there was no budget shortfall last year, and there will be no shortfall this year. Mr. Gavin stated confidentially. Mr. Gavin stated, confidently. Because I'm going to say confidentially, then you couldn't. Mr. Gavin stated confidently, too many good things are happening, and the budget will deliver a lot next year. See these expectations he's raising. See the hopes he's giving Liberians. That too many good things are happening. Are you seeing the good things that are happening around you? If too many good things are happening, you will see them. You live in the communities. You will see the good things. Your Minister of Finance is bragging and telling you that too many good things are happening and the budget will deliver a lot next year. What did the budget deliver this year? What did the budget deliver this year? And your Minister of Finance tells you that too many good things are happening. But again, I don't blame Gavin. I blame most of you, the people. Because you guys are not rejecting these guys in your communities. When you start rejecting these guys in your communities, they will stop lying to you. When you start publicly disrespecting them in your communities where they live, because they live in the communities. When you start to publicly disrespect them, when you start to boo them in the communities when they're coming from work or going to work, when you start booing them, they will stop lying and start working. Then he said, a governor said, even without meters 200 million, even without meters 200 million, the budget will still be around 1 billion. LRA Commissioner James W. Jala echoed the minister's optimism, confirming that the authority's revenue collection is on track to meet or even surpass its targets. But then you will see, ArcelorMittal just added more flavor to our billions. because we will have still reached a billion even when you subtract the 200 million. Jala is saying, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You see that? They come to you to lie to you. Budget has not passed. What does it say to you? It says to you the legislature will pass the budget just the way it was sent to them. Because government is discussing 1.2 billion. It says to you there's going to be no significant change in the budget, just as it came from the executive. That's how and went to the legislature. That's how the legislature is going to pass the budget. No scrutiny, nothing, because it is from Joe Barker. He wants to set the record that it was Joe Barker that raised our budget from 1 billion. I mean, from 700 plus million to 800 million to 1 billion to 1 billion. That's all. That's the only thing you want. So he wants the news that it was Joe Barker who raised our budget from 800 million to 1.2 billion. So we can't sit down right now and say, "Oh, nothing will happen. You will not do this," because the budget has not even been approved. The implementation has not started. So that's why all we are telling you: do not listen to the promises they are giving you. Do not rely on the promises they're giving you. Do not build your life on the promises they're giving you. Do not build any expectation because there is a 1.2 billion proposed budget. Until you see what's in the budget for you. For you, meaning, how is the budget going to provide for basic social services for you? Public transportation, for example. Public health, for example. Public schools, for example. How is the budget going? What is going to be allotted? It's different from what is allocated. So in the absence of allotment, and even if there is an allotment made, there is still no guarantee until the impact, until the work is done. Because it's possible somebody can go say we put $1.2 billion in the budget to build public schools, public high schools in all of the cities. In the first quarter, boom, no money, we didn't generate enough money. So we say we're supposed to pay the first two in the first quarter of the budget. The first quarter of the budget here. And we don't raise the money. You will not build a school, right? There will be no allotment. Because what was allocated to you was never raised. And then government start discussing priorities. Needs. Pressing needs. Immediate needs. Emergencies could erupt. Then they run back. So you don't have it. That's why I said earlier on, There is no guarantee. The proposed budget does not guarantee you anything. All that in here, government talking that free nose, empty talk, free nose. Because this is just a draft. It is just a review. It is just a proposal. So it does not give you any guarantee. It should not raise the hope. The day we can start discussing, the day we will start discussing with the UP meeting or argue with them or debating with them about the budget, it means from January, February, March, from March. You know what March? Because March is going to end the first quarter of the budget year. The first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, we will have the fiscal autumn available. The budget performance report available to know how the budget performed for the first quarter of FY 2026. Then we'll come back to you and tell you this is what was allotted, and this is what was allocated, and this is what was approved. Proposed by GAFAN. This is what was approved by the legislature, and this is what was allotted. You know what that means? It means GAFAN say we want to spend, propose to Capitol Building, say this year we want to spend 2 million on health. The 2 million, we're not spending, we're going to spend a small now. So the first quarter, the first, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, they divide the entire money they want to spend based on the revenue plan. So the same way LRA will be generating revenue quarterly. So what LRA will generate from January to February, coming from January to March, that's what GAFAN will spend from January to March. If they generate more, they will clap for them. That one. But even if they generate more, the allotment will also be a reason or something to look at. Allotment allocated means in the approved budget. If they assume the legislature approve or pass the budget at 1.2 billion, it means 1.2 billion has been allotted for government spending. Sorry, allocated. Sorry, it means 1.2 billion has been allocated for government spending, for government to spend. Allotment is the actual that you spend, that they gave you. The actual amount that they gave you is the allotment. So, Health Ministry, in the budget that was passed by the legislature allocated, say, $2 million for Health Ministry. But in actuality, Health Ministry only got 1.2 million instead of 2 million. It means that her allotment there, it means she was allotted 1.2 million instead of 2 million. From her money, from what was given to her, they only give her 1.2. So that represents her allotment. This is my package here. Health Ministry whole package, that 2 million. So when they give you 500,000 for it, they give you 200,000, they give you 200,000 again, then they give you 100,000, at 1 million. It means for all of your whole package allocated to you, they have allotted 1 million from that 2 million package. That 2 million allocation. They have allotted 2 to you. Means they are giving you 2. So we have to consider all of these technical details before celebrating 1.2 billion budget. And this, again, I keep saying to you, this is the narrative that GAFAN will never give you. They will never give you these narratives or these technical narratives. They don't want you to know these technicalities. They don't want you to know these technical issues with the budget. But they will come back to you tomorrow to say, to apologize to you, or to ask you to manage your expectation again, or they will come back to you and ask you to pray for the country. They will come back and ask you to pray for the country. When we criticize tomorrow, they will come back and call us enemies of the state. But today, they are raising your expectation. They are raising your hopes without any guarantee. They are talking loudly. They are talking big, oversized things. They tell you. When they cannot do these things tomorrow, when we are around to criticize, then they will call us enemies of the state, and they will get vexed with you, the citizens, why you are protesting, why you are protesting, why you are protesting, and why you are protesting. And I told an individual from the Ministry of Information today, I was clear with him that you guys are setting another bar standard for communication, for public communication too. And if you guys are not careful, the same mouths that are loudly shouting misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda and false narratives and explanation and interpretation to the public about this budget, those will be the same mouths that will have no moral, nothing at all to come back and beg the people or tell the people to stay calm or ask the people to pray. The people will not pray with you when you lie to them. The only way the people will pray with you is open the budget, explain these technical issues to the people. The people should know how the budget works. If they don't know how the budget works, if they don't know the implementation model of the budget, they will believe what you're saying, that you come and give them skyscrapers and all of that. They will believe it. Or that's how they will interpret what you're saying to them about the budget. But if you open the budget up for discussion and break these technical details down to the people, they will be able to manage their expectation. There are many people now who believe that the government get $1.2 million, $1.2 billion sitting down in central bank. And there are people who even went to school, but got trained in different disciplines, who do not also know how the budget process works. And they will believe what the government is telling them, because it is the government that they put there. So what the government says is what they are going to believe. Technical details down to the understanding of the people, because you have to manage the people's expectation by your actions, by your thoughts, by your words, by your utterances, by your narratives. When you start spreading false narratives, falsehoods, and start celebrating just for proposing 1.2 billion, you give the people the impression that all is going to be well and on course in 2026. Those of you who listen to us and believe in us, some of you are not even seditionists. Some of you are not even United Partisans. I'm saying to all of you tonight, the UP person, the CDC people, the non-position people under my voice, I'm telling you, do not raise your expectation about this budget, because this budget gives you no hope. Because why? You don't know the technical details regarding the implementation of the budget. Don't raise your hope. Don't raise your explanation on something that you don't know, that you hear coming from GAFAN. Let's go to the next stage. Another technical issue about the budget that you need to know is that some of these monies they are talking about are not coming to the government in full. No, some of these monies are coming in segments. You have to know this also. So when you hear them say ArcelorMittal giving 200 million. No. ArcelorMittal is giving the government 200 million. But Mittal Steel is not giving the money in cash. One package. Mittal Steel is not going to her account to take 200 million from her account, put it in bag, and give it to Joe Barker, say, let our 200 million, y'all go put it in central bank. No. That's not how that money coming. That money is coming in segment. They are not telling you that also. All of these commitments that are coming from these concession companies, or these concession agreements that the legislature is ratifying, these monies are not coming in full. That is why the budget is implemented through different periods. They call it fiscal period. So the fiscal period is divided into 4. So January, February, March, the first quarter of the budget year will end in March. January, February, March are the first quarter of the budget period. It's going to end in March. So the government, and that's how the government's plan, expenditure plan looking as well. So if the government is supposed to build you one school and that school costs $1,000 US, the government is not going to build that school at once. Because mind you, there are procurement processes they have to go through. So some are even starting the procurement process. Entities now are developing a procurement plan for next year. So if you're supposed to build a school for $1,000, the government is not going to the account and take all the $1,000 and give it to the contractor to go and build a school, to finish the school between January and March. No. The government will not do it. You know why? Because there are other priority areas. So the government will say, okay, since we have a procurement plan for the period, the whole fiscal period, because the procurement plan too is in line with the fiscal period. So they'll say, this school is $1,000. We have to do the foundation. We're doing 2-story building or 3-story building. We'll do a foundation. We'll do the casting. We'll do X, Y, and Z. So they will divide that project into segments. Align it with the fiscal period. So we say, okay, from January to March, we'll do foundation and do elevation for the first floor. Or do foundation with cash and then we'll do elevation. Then we'll wait. We'll do that one in March. So of the $1,000, we'll go for $200 or $300 and allot it to the project. Then we wait again for April, May, June, the second quarter. Because LRA raising the money. The money is not sitting down. So they have to wait for June, for January, March, April, May, June again. So okay, in April, May, and June, the government will do the cash of the second floor and all of that, and then the elevation, depending on 3-story building, 2-story building. Then they wait and say, okay, the 10 quarters of the budget. They say we'll complete the project in the 3rd quarter because we want Joe Biden to dedicate the project in December for the Christmas. Or they say we want the president to dedicate these schools in July for the 26th. So let's complete the project within the 2 quarters of the budget, the first 2 quarters of the budget. So they do it for January, February, March, and then April, May, June. January, February, March, 1 quarter. April, May, June, the school finish. July, Baka goes to dedicate, depending on the availability of resources. So no money sitting down. Government doesn't have the money sitting down. Gafan is making you to believe that the government has the money sitting. I am telling you, he's lying. He does not have the money. The government does not have the money sitting. The government, based on the decision from the legislature to approve, when the legislature approved that budget, LRA will start generating money in January. So what LRA will be working on? You know what? 1/12. Or of the balance brought forward. So if there is a balance money from December, because December the fiscal period elapses, right? So in January, that's why you see they want to pass the budget now. So if they pass the budget now, then it's good for them. They will be sitting down waiting. But still, there will be an issue because LRA will have to start generating money. So the balance brought forward from 2025 may not be enough to finance or to fund all the government programs, including paying salaries, repairing vehicles, servicing vehicles, building roads, expanding electricity, expanding water supply. the government will not be, the money brought forward from 2025 to 2026 may not be enough to fund some of those projects for fiscal year, for the first quarter of the budget. Besides that, there will be debts also brought forward, domestic debts, that the government will have to service. The government will not want to delay salaries, and especially paying domestic debts too, because that's how you grow the private sector. All these vendors who you contracted, you have to pay them, because you pay them, when you pay domestic debts, the money stays where in the country, it gets circulated in the economy. People will take in the private sector. Those companies will be able to expand, or if they expand, they will hire new people. Jobs will be created. And who knows? They might even decide, some of them, you see, Total started building their own corporate entities, MP started building their own corporate offices because of this conversation I'm having. They got money, they made profits from the businesses they did in the country. So the money stays here. They build out, they upgraded their companies, they hire new employees. So that's why the government will have debt payment, domestic debt payment is a priority. That one didn't get option. They have to pay. Now, so depending on what the amount is and where it is allocated and subsequently allotted, that's what will determine the government celebration. They think government doing none. The celebration to govern their own. That after March, they're supposed to be celebrating, depending on their performance. This is irresponsible. On a serious note, this is irresponsible. You can't do a proposal and you start celebrating. What has informed your celebration? President Sadiq Joma one day and say you have to do a proposed budget of 1.2 billion. You think President Sadiq is stupid? That she know the country did not have the capacity to do that. Even assume her last year in power, or last year, tell the last year, she had 12 years. The 12th year, 2017. You think she couldn't raise the budget? The economy was far better in the last 3 years of President Sadiq than what it is right now under Joe Barker. So you can tell me that because the economy has grown. No. President Sadiq enjoyed almost everything. But still there were challenges, structural issues that were affecting revenue, that were not attracting investors to come here. Do you think Liberia is better right now than what it was under President Sadiq? The question is no. The question is no. Barker has spoiled. He has sour everything. It's like they're starting all over. And it's good that he spoiled everything in last year and he's starting all over with his own budget. It does not make sense that you will be communicating wrong messages to the people, and you say you love them, you're thinking about them, and you want to build a country for them. You're telling people that we should love Liberia, we should think Liberia and build Liberia. How are you loving Liberia? How are you thinking Liberia, and how are you building Liberia? On lies, on deception, on lies and deception. You do a draft budget, and you run to Mika to go and hold press conference. Why? Only because the budget is proposing 1.2 billion. No impact, nothing, no money sitting down, and you say we should start having party and celebrating because Joe Barker has proposed a 1.2 billion budget. That's not fair to the people. You can't be that fake. I mean, hey man, you can lie on some things, but you can't lie about everything. You can't use propaganda in everything. You can't intellectualize everything. For the government, she has achieved. Why? Because she raised our country budget to 1.2 billion. It has not even been raised. It is just a proposed document. And they are already celebrating all around the place. But there are some of us, like I said, some of us have been around for long. our experience is huge. So you can't tell me anything I believe in, because almost everything you tell me, I'll have an idea. I'll have knowledge about it. To inform the people. We are even helping you say by telling the people not to fall for what you're telling them. It is a help we are doing to the UP folks by telling our people not to fall for it. But again, the bigger help is for our people. People are dying out of frustration in this country because the country is hard. The government is making no significant impacts in the lives of the people, and they still want to be raising the hope of the people. They still want to be raising the hope of the people, making the people to believe that the budget is going to work for them. Is there plenty of good things happening in the country, and plenty of good budget will deliver plenty of good things next year? What? We would be on the budget until the legislature finish passing it, even when the government implement, we will be talking the budget. We will take our time. We will identify all of the projects, the things the government says she wants to do. And we'll come back to you. We for it. Somebody say, oh, people say 1 billion for sports. Yeah, I don't want to waste my time on that thing. Because like I said, it's a proposal. The government could choose to break it to reduce that 1 billion for sports to something else. The government could choose to increase it to 2 million. The question should be, how are you spending the money? Where are you going to spend the money? Because 2 million, just as a figure, does not improve anything. It does not solve any problem. I said that to you. Just 2 million or 1 million as a financial package towards sports does not solve any problem. Where is the 1 million going to be spent? All the people in the country are working that the government is paying from the Ministry of. Let's do the deduction and see how much will be left on the 1 million. Let's see the plan on the program. Our football program. Let's see our football program. And we're celebrating $1 million. Football improved on Georgia in this country. Football became attracted on Georgia in this country. Our league became exposed on Georgia in this country. People started getting our league started getting modernized on Georgia administration in this country on a $80,000 budget. Because the programs were there. They used already want to play. Liking or hating, Raji, he coordinated perfectly with leaders. The success of football in this country does not be based on how many games Lone Star win. That's a mistake people who did not play the game can be making. The mistake people who did not play the game are making is that because Lone Star is not going for a Nation Cup, so it means football has not improved on George Weah. But you see, sometimes I can't want to talk. Because these people, they get their own problem. People from the FA, they got their own problem. The FA got her own problem. So sometimes I hate to get involved. Sir. But don't allow anybody to tell you that football did not improve on Georgia in this country. We can tell you how football engage. Even technologically, football improve on Georgia. Today, people can sit down and watch football game, the National League, on camera to the house, on the TV. Do you know that? Our games are being streamed live. Was that happening on when Joe Burger was vice president? Was that happening? Were you watching your National League live? How many persons were talking about your National League? The only team you knew when Joe Burger was vice president in this country was BYC, and that's because of President Seri's son was in charge. And our traditional team. How many times did you hear today? Where do you hear IE and Barrow anymore? Do you hear IE and Barrow anymore? That will honor Joe Burger? There are teams that are up. On Georgia, football became localized, including the county meet. Football became localized, including the county meet. Today we have Nima Kwalo, Nima United from Nima County that honor Joe Burger. And when Joe Burger was vice president, Now, when Joe Braga was vice president, go to Cape. Today you have B. Martin. It's in Grand Cape County. Do you know how long B. Martin has been operating in the country? It was under George Weah that B. Martin. How do you say? Yeah, because of the football programs, and we want to localize football that, like nationalize, I should say, football. Whether the counties, we have that club teams, the first division league, the second division league, and all of that, third division league, leaving their counties, coming here to play games, to compete. Whom this called home away thing. That you see Liverpool leave from England and go to Real Madrid to play, or Liverpool leave from London and go to Newcastle to play. These programs started under George Weah government. It didn't start when Braga was vice president. And since they don't want to tell you, let me tell you. We nationalized the league. Today you can see people get home fee and away home fee and away field. Our national league. All of these systems, all of these programs were put into play, were structured under George Weah government. Let anybody disprove me. Anybody can disprove me. These are programs that drive the game. Because of the structure of our league, because of all of these qualities and upgrade of our league, that's why you see today teams can be suspended or relegated. Drastic actions are taken against players now in this country because of the programs we have. On Joe Braga, people just used to say, my man can play, my man can practice all tomorrow. Boom, also can go practice. What we can practice? Boma Pierre. Okay, yes, since Jonathan can practice Boma Pierre, my man can practice all my man. You got good talent. In the morning, boom, I take my bear, I go practice. Who you playing for? Oh, I'm playing for Sadai FC Bury. Okay, my man, these are people. The next day also go to Coach George. Next season I'm giving you. Next season I go start practicing with St. Jonathan. St. Jonathan Sammy. I start playing football. No transfer fee, Bene. No player representation. Nothing. No manager. Nothing we have. Like people did not even have a scout. We did not even have Liberian scouts when Joe Braga was vice president in this country. But these people you see jumping around, those are people who do not even know the game. Some of them did not even play the game. They don't know when we talk about improvement in football. You think that just money can improve the game? Money without programs, the game will not improve. Look around your African countries and see them. See that budget. You know how much they're spending on the national team? Where do they go? But go to the Sereno League, the local league. The local league is improving. Ghana. How many walkouts Ghana now go for? Ghana is a bigger country in terms of football, everything. But what is Ghana's success story for the last 5 years? For the last 10 years? What has Ghana achieved? What is Ghana's success story just at the national team level? But go to the league. The Ghanaian league is so upgraded, it's so up to standard. It is attractive. You see foreign scouts leaving their countries for Europe and places going to Ghana to scout players. The same thing happening to Sierra Leone. The same thing happened to Kenya. What has Kenya won in the last 10, 15 years? The national team. What has Kenya won in the last 15 years? The national team. But their league is up to standard that scouts can leave the Europe and America and go there to scout players. That's how you know when your league has program, the league is up to standard, to FIFA standard. It has to their programs to scout talents and build the talents and sell or market the talents of players. Those are the programs we need that drive football. Football is not about national team only. Football is not about national team only. The great Brazil. When was the last time Brazil won anything with all the support they're getting from their country? When was the last time Brazil as a team won any international trophy? But the league is way up there. America has all of the money to the national team. When was the last time America competed in a major tournament that was the World Cup? They didn't even cross the first stage. So you call that success? So Liberia is just about participation, right? You call that success? We have to be serious in this country. We just get out and just talk. We don't know anything. We just talk. We don't want to read about anything. We just want to talk. And I'm saying this because I see the UP folks running around. Joe, our football player, was president. He played football. He was allotting 80,000 to the team. Joe Baga, who didn't play football, king, and allotted 1 million. Baga says he's an agriculturalist. How much did he allot to agriculture sector when he was vice president? What did he allot to the agriculture sector last year? What can we boast of on Joe Baga as an agriculturist? He claimed to be. Y'all want to go there? Y'all really want to talk success story? Y'all want to go there? Any argument, the UP guys are not succeeding, they're not making progress, so they keep looking for different ways to attack George Weah. Imagine national budget that had capital bidding, that had executive, and they're making it to look that it was George Weah that was making decision how much the lawmakers were supposed to allow to the to football. That's not Weah's decision. It is the legislature's decision to pass what is allotted. And I think I need to go back to the former finance ministry people to get some of these proposed budgets. Let's see what was proposed in 2016 for sports and how much was approved by the legislature. We need to start doing this analysis, and that's how we defeat them. Because I know when Mr. President took over in 2018, the proposed figure for sports were around, I think, 1.3 million or 1.2 million. I have to check that fact. But when it went to the legislature, they cut it down. I still remember, even for youth development, they cut the youth budget flat. But they're not telling you that flat budget increased under George Weah. That he increased the flat budget, he increased the Linsu budget under George Weah. They are not telling you that. That all the years they were there, they kept flat and Linsu budget at $20,000. They are not telling you that. Weah came and increased flat budget and gave them over 50% increment. 100% increment, sorry. In that budget. They wouldn't tell you that. So don't tell us because you just proposed 1 million. It means you have done something for football. No, you have done nothing for football. The lawmaker could cut that 1 million to even 500,000. 500,000 can even pay for hotel for the national team to camp for 1 week in serious country. 500K can even pay for the national team and their technical staff to camp for 1 week in serious country. This guy, I call him, took SC Facia to Egypt for training session. I see how much he's paying Egypt. People in the country that own football team. Mo Adi, my good friend, is the president. I think he's the president for Barrow or stuff. I see how much they're spending on Barrow to invest in football. Alex Tanner, they're Barrow fan. He's in the legislature. Yeah, he should be the president anyway for Barrow. I see how much they are spending on Barrow team. Barrow is on everybody running away from Barrow. Sir Joseph is the president for IE. I see how much he's spending on IE. They will tell you, but we should take our personal money and spend it on team. Or Joey should take personal money and spend it on the national team. That's what they're saying, right? The only person that is supposed to spend a personal money and not government money on national team, it should be George Weah. But when you take the budget, when you take our sports budget to the legislature, they can cut it and cut it and cut it and cut. And then old Papa called Joe Baga was sitting in Capitol building. He was the president of the Senate. Ask him, what did he do for sports? What did he do for football? What did he support? Joel Howard Taylor, the vice president, the former vice president. Trust me, I used to see Joel Howard Taylor leaving her office, no slipper or four. I'll cover that building. When there are sensitive bills in that place, when the budget example is there, when Joel, you see her walking from lawmaker office to lawmaker office with her issues in her hand. What she want? Lobbying. I beg you, please support the education bill. I beg you, please support the one. I beg you, please support the budget. When she became vice president, ask all of those who were in the Senate when Joel Howard Taylor was vice president, whether Joel was not going to their offices or whether she was not calling their phone, texting them, and lobbying. Just call them and ask them. They are UP lawmakers now. Those who were elected in 2020, they can attest to it. Jeremiah Aku is here. He was elected in 2020. He is the current vice president. So the vice president was lobbying to lawmakers to pass instruments, whether allotment or what have you. What did Joe Barker do when you were vice president? For anything, including agriculture. But who did these UP guys sit down? They have power now, then they stay angry and they still won't be fighting. You fighting yourself. You get power. For propaganda and politics, that's fine. It's going to play in our favor. Those of us who do not support you, those of us who are in the opposition, it's going to affect you. If you want to leave, you say you're leaving governance and focusing on propaganda and politics, that's going to play to our interest. We don't care. For us, it is good. Let's leave governance. Let's focus on propaganda. That's why Joe Barker is drastically failing. Because they decided to forgo governance and focus on propaganda and politics. Fighting everybody in the country. So you're leaving people with this sports. George Weah administration, football especially experienced the biggest attraction in the world. All these Liberian players you see running to Europe, how you think they go in there? You see Liberian players now playing in Champions League and all. They play in Champions League. Now we got three Liberian begin playing in Champions League for Sava Prague. Who have they playing in Champions League? How they left from here? We didn't told them put them in playing. They put the programs that we built, the system that we built, the way we structure the league. So all the beginning were hiding the talent beyond, they started springing up. So people this enough. We have scouts still coming here. Watch our national league. Our league are on camera. Today you go to those of you who can bet. Go to your betting app. The national league on the betting app. Betomax. Or I don't know about Windows, but I know about Betomax. It's there. Go to how you call it sport Live School. This is a soccer app. You see it? Let me open it for you to see. Let me open this thing for you to see. This is a soccer app. This is how we see all the teams here. The teams is all. Nottingham Forest was it Birmingham City. Game ended 3-0. You go to the national, all the different leagues. You see Liberia League here. It never used to be there on Joe Barker. Time is not okay. Let me be taking calls and find as I found the Liberian League here. You see? Let me be taking calls as I found the Liberian League. I found the channel 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. These are the numbers to call and join the show tonight. Let's take a few calls and then we can go home while I'm checking for the Liberian. So these improvements were made. They were, and I always, I think I share portion. We here too at Freedom FM, we share portion of the responsibility because the mistake we made. I think we did less public relations and more propaganda. We were always responding and engaging the UP folks as they were in opposition. So we spent lesser time doing public relations. Instead, we were deeply into propaganda. The same thing, the same mistake the UP folks are making. The same mistake they are making. And then for us, our regime, our information machinery was poorly coordinated. I can say that our information machinery was poorly coordinated. We're not coordinating. We're not coordinating. We're doing everybody for that said. And I will give this to the UP folks. They are coordinating their propaganda, even though they are ignoring public relations and they are lying, but they are coordinating their lies. The difference between us is that we were engaging them propaganda-wise. We were fighting, battling them propaganda-wise. We were uncoordinated. But we still control the narrative. For them, as coordinated as their lies and propaganda look, their lies, as coordinated as it is, they're still struggling. So then we were not coordinated, and they are coordinating, but they are lying, they are underperforming, and they are deeply engaged in the propaganda instead of governance. We were not lying. We were communicating what job we are doing, but we were doing it in the propaganda form. We were mostly reacting. But these things provide, there's a learning curve and all of that. Yes, it's obvious that we have seen our mistakes, some of the mistakes we made, and some of those mistakes are not going to be repeated when George Weah returns to power. So let's take course. We've said enough. We have enough to talk about this budget. I just wanted to clear off these, because for me, this is last. And the time the show is up, we use this show to close on all of the propaganda that are narrated in the day by these UP liars and jokers. So normally you see me while I'm doing the day, I'm all around tracking. I can track all their propaganda, all their lies, and then we'll come here now, and then we demystify their lies, we destroy their lies. We educate our audience with the facts. We say, you in the audience, we are not going to sit there and lie to you. And we will also not allow the UP folks to lie to you or mislead you into believing what is unrealistic. We'll finish now, then we'll do small PR, then we'll go home. George Weah is okay. George Weah is strong. George Weah is well. George Weah is coming back to Liberia. George Weah will speak to you when he returns. And George Weah will be on the ballot in 2029. Do not panic. They are afraid. So let's take us. 0776 104 0886 500 104. I will take 6 or 8 calls and then go home. Beginning with this person. Let's hear you. Oh, wait. Hello?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm okay. Now, Thomas?
No, Otis back.
Otis. Okay, wait, let me put you on speaker. I want to put you on speaker. The calls are too much. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I do join you for Montana. Well, you see, what I discuss is exactly what is happening in Liberia right now. The United Party, they should be propagating the good news of the government, what the government is doing, what the changes the government is bringing. But they are here running behind CC, running behind George Manuel. We are running behind this other one. Is that how the king of government? That's the people who say they graduated from Howard University. Is that the book? Or the tenants to speak to the book or read that what they call book or sense? You got to use your common sense. The United Party people are in big error, and they don't want to realize that mistake. Every time they are focusing on CDC, George Weah. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Welcome, my brother. Let's hear the next person on the show tonight. Go ahead.
My name is Abraham Watson from Chikitu Factory.
Okay.
I want to ask one question. When George Weah coming?
Go ahead with your point.
Okay. My point here is, you should be embarrassing yourself that George Weah build a ballot because George Weah already make a man to not paper in any election in Liberia again. So if you know that George Weah coming to pay your way, we are live for money, don't sit down and pay your children. George Weah not taking part in the election again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next person, go ahead. One minute. Once a man installed, no problem.
Thank you very much. My name is I join you from my chicken to Fabio residence, soon to be called the Baka Avenue.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother. I hear you saying, that President we are isn't come back to my brother. You are daydreaming, President. We are never going to come back to power.
Thank you very much. I'm daydreaming. We are not coming back to power. Next person, go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yes, this is Steve Jackson. I join you from here. The political grandson in Bible Church, Maria.
Let's hear you, Frank.
Yeah, let me go to the point. There's a country that the Nazis are running behind the line. The Unity Party force they are a bunch of sort of liars who came to damage this country. On a lot of sports in this country, we are there well. All of the main pages statements in this country were conscripted on his refugee. When you were president, the SPD party were conscripted on his refugee, and that people were money back then. On Joe Biden administration, that people were money. But today we see people there playing on road, and then the LeBron Leaf is getting a fun.
You don't mean let me be passing. I don't say anything. They won't be talking about football. You think to play football? You think to develop football? You think to develop football that by giving money? Hello.
Thank you. Yeah, Austin, how are you?
Go ahead, Edmond.
Yeah, great show. That is why I said this afternoon that I close with Kings and Freedom. When I'm done with that, I go to BBC, nowhere else. Because that is not being intellectual. When you come and tell us that we are is not coming by, it's not fighting.
No.
Us. The reason why you think we are is not coming by, because we are telling you the reason why President Weah is coming by and what he's coming to do. We're telling you that your president that you put in power, just under 2 years, he has failed miserably. He has made money from the travel out of the country. Nothing he has been able to attract to the country. He told you when he returned the FIDE that he was not invited to France and the Middle East, the UAE. Okay, he said it was not official. Go to the video, you that supporting your president. They wanted to take our resources from here. We are looking for it to pay salary. We are looking for it to take care of development. He took huge amount of money and go into the UAE and France. Then he returned and told you, say, it was not official, it was private. Why did he use our money? To go there and come back into the country with nothing. Then they are lying to you that they have submitted a budget, $1.2 billion. You are jumping over because you can't read with comprehension. Why is it there for you? You have 880 million this time. You have recount several times. Is it 1.2 billion you're going to raise? Look in the market. Look around you. Look at business that are closing. Where do you raise the domestic resources from? We have commitment of 200 million. Go and look at your salary settlement per month. How much are you using now? Okay, 34 to 35 million per month. Then you telling me here, say, Joe Weah can never come back. It is clear that President Weah is poised to be the president for 2029, and he is well, he is okay. And you, the party people, say, you guys are vindictive, you guys are rude. We are more than prepared for you to engage in the cause to fight on the street. We will fight. We will cover to fight on Facebook. We will fight. We are not going to allow you anymore to do the nonsense that you do to us in the past. You don't know who say yeah? The man walking, he bang. Walking. Is that normal, man? When he returned, he resting. Tell us what happened at the mansion. We can tell you what happened there. We will tell you it because we can't say on freedom. We will do it on our personal video and post it what is happening to your president.
Thank you.
Tell me, man. Come on, man. Somebody passing the ratting here, then you think you who? Come on, man. Thank you, Austin.
Thank you. Let's talk to Man City, the general. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing, my son? How was your weekend?
The weekend was tiring.
Okay. So I want to start by asking Kokino Fofana.
Who need Kokino?
I say Kokino Fofana. Go check your decision.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. They will not telling us in this country that when we are used to go, they used to tell we are saying, resources, right? Today she are telling us that bring people to that. President can leave the country and travel and come back with money in Ghana and go barefoot. Then I will tell you that that's your stupid idea. Because you told Liberia we are using the resources of the country, making nothing but I can tell you we are going to other countries. And if you brought animal today, that's where you can see it in the country, you can see it, you can test it. One of this. Two, at every hospital. You go over Liberia, you go there, that the thing went and broke. But you people say he made calories, even pulling your cost. He said we are busy calories and so and cardboard.
Including my who? You say including my who?
I think including your bosses. I think about for fun. I want to answer about you. You have to lie your boss. You're not your boss. I beg you, please. You're not your boss. I think what I won't say, you can't bring money in Ghana. That's what I'm referring to. That your boss say you're going to bring, you will go, they can bring nothing back. But when you go there, you bring something, man will say in the street. But today I was trying to say in the street. Then you got one finance minister. I know you say you got in uniform campaign. Talking about they lot there. I know 2 billion. You get 1 billion there. In your account, put them about 2 billion per that your teacher for here to be a nigga. Then what job we have a nigga? Because like we are there. The mental hospital I want. Nothing we about mental hospital that you put it in the budget.
Thank
you
you.
want Babalu Kase. The one and then you put it inside. Then we'll say we are sick. Your person will say we are down. We are telling you that.
Thank you, General. General, thank you. Let me tell the other people. There are too many persons on the line. I have to be fair to them to take them at least. Let's make our comment, concise our statement in 1 minute. Let's hear you, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. How you doing, Austin?
I'm okay.
Me on the show. This is Man of Faith. Please, I'm not giving you anything, but I want, please, you adjust the time because we want to listen to the 2 stations and not to lose any information. The time in between there is embarrassing and we cannot get to the 2. So please, you can look at that and you do little adjustment that will be able to follow the program in full. And I just want to say out there to those who think that our loyalty to CDC, no matter what you do about President Weah, our loyalty remains to CDC. So God bless Liberia and God bless CDC.
Amen. Oh, I missed the other call from I think Canada or Dubai. Let me take 2 local calls from here. Good evening to you.
Hello, how you doing, sir?
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Okay.
You are not coming in clearly. Oh.
Yeah, my name is Christopher Polygon. I just want to make it clear to the Liberian people. We are becoming. But one thing we should know that Joel, my brother, if you travel, I tell you the we are. If you're not sure, we can know the import. You will know the country called Liberia. So those are plenty for Joel to die. My brother, is still praying that they will live and think. You know how many people they may play for away? Someone else, they no longer. But Joel still keep himself in. That is the policy. So, what Joel carry on. So, my friend, we are begging you guys. Let us put our hands together and see our best.
Thank you. Okay, let's talk to this person from here. There are a lot of calls coming in from this side. Let me squeeze this person in from here. Let's talk to you. Hello. Yeah, welcome, my brother. Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, you're live. Let's hear you.
Hey, Austin, thank you very much for having me on the call. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
And thank you for the show. Hey, Austin, with regards to that thing here. No, I think Liberia reached now because we have 1.2 billion budget. So if they don't want to be clapping, celebrating now, you know that budget going to power. The speaker is a region speaker. So whether in a budget, he ain't going to look at that thing. He just going to sign, just say nothing. I going to happen. But the whole budget, the 1.2 billion that they're making us for, what is that for the Liberian people? Who's going to benefit from the budget? The ordinary people, or just for Joseph Boaga, a government official? Because the only thing we're seeing. Look, when you look into the budget, I think you know that they putting care about the people outside Monrovia. They get time for them. Peace Kakatan, they giving him 15,000. The highest play they giving State outside Montreal, that 27,000. It ain't reach 30,000.
And they're talking about
United
local
States.
decentralization.
Decentralization. They talking about decentralization. People outside the place, they ain't get that for the people then. They didn't care for the while in Labrador, when you listen to the radio, the people outside from Labrador, you know that people that can really pay their tax. You know they get the whole tax program on the radio, right? When you listen to the tax people can collect from the area in Labrador, you know that the people really doing something outside. But they don't care for them. They don't send nothing back to them. They just give everything in Morovia. Nothing there. Who's going to benefit? Look at
Oh, I think somebody yeah. Okay. Can I conclude?
I mean, honestly, I'm not a calculator the body using at the final administrator, but they need to share that calculator so all can use it.
They call it calculator GAF.
Calculator there.
They call it calculator GAF. Good evening to you.
Yes,
Can you move away from your monitor or cut the monitor off? Oh no. Man, you won't burst my ear. Hello? Yeah, go ahead. Good evening to you. Mm-hmm.
We are also thanking you for your talking about this hearing. No, the $1.2 million campaign to the award. You know, everything is there. Also, for them to feed their generator and also the phone system. And also, 2023, it is very simple. Also, the job we are sick, no problem. Thank God, the baga well, and job we are sick. At least 2020 now will forward the sick man and will keep the person out well.
Thank you. Next person, go ahead quickly. Let's go.
Yeah, good evening, Oscar. Yeah, Peter Bar, from Johnson Day. Thank you very much, my brother. I'm a brother, you're dropping answer.
Okay.
The president, we are set to now. We're voting, we're going to change. Say, we'll say everything you agree. We agree. Anyway, you say go, you lay down, we'll name the president. Let me tell you, the people are fellow citizens. And we see every time, all the political parties or 20 in the country, they can discuss them with the CDC. Because they know that we got to wait to say they go for power. And we can move from power to now. No party that can move in from power to CDC. So they get all that every time they discuss it. You know who said you got to keep a paper saying, you say, I'm going to resource it by paper. You're hungry.
Thank you. Oh, one kind of fire. Jeremiah Gun say, Papi, we ain't paper. You can't bring paper in here too. You, Jeremiah Gun, you ain't respect Papi. Christopher Paul, which number are you referring to? My personal number or the station number? You just say, can you send your number? Are you, Chris? If you want my personal number, then you have to message me on Messenger. Yeah, just go Messenger and message me on Messenger. Then I'll send you my number. But if it is the station number, then I can call, I can read it out. That means squeezing 2 more calls. I want to go home by 30 minutes. So let me squeeze in 3 calls from here. Chris, I'm waiting for you to respond to me. Yeah, Christopher Paul. I don't know whether you are requesting my personal number or you want the station number. But let's talk to this person. Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Good evening, brother.
How are you?
I'm okay. My name is Robert Makoya, but I'm taking different trends.
Okay.
You know, when the election time comes, the people can lie to our people of interior way. So, there are all people I want to talk to. So, let's go like this. Kaya po kakapalingan atingan. Tayo po katayin sila. Kaya po nyumay, tapo show, nyumay things. Kang wake, japo nyumay nga baka ngway kaji. Siya nga asina, kaplika kulo ya liya. Kulo ya sena fuba, kaba fuba. Wada mwe ba, wati fuba. So, we'll get the answer. Thank you, bye. Kakari Pungakaji Pugima, Ato,
kunang po le kanai rama ku be ka kri ka bura ke nginang ile ngo ku ma mana e bo ma le ti ju e ka ti ka na le e ka ya pe po video promota be
puede English, talk in English so we can go.
So you want the interpretation, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling my people, those that are in the region of Banga, I was saying the Haman had a vote, they get 0%. These are the people that put in problem. This wicked party who they put in the chairs, the fear that you will do better. So 2029, they should change their mind. We should put our own president back in the chairs because he's the one that was doing something very tangible here. The way I'm from former district, the part of Bonkandi are from former district. There was where the 3 missing boys left in the water today, they causing noise. That's the 3 missing boys. There's a waterfall. The current the kilo, that waterfall when any kilo it will grind the street, you'll not even see anything. And even the competition promoter and I was just talking to Imperial. So our people who used just we have money yesterday to jumping against it. They should think about it now, like we're suffering. If you look at how we're suffering in this country, look at being a wicked puppy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think we have to go. I told you I get cow, so I can't be staying all in. So I want to respond to 2 concerns. Let me see Samuel Bono. Sorry, Christopher Paul, you haven't said whether you want the station number or my personal number. But anyway, let me check my messenger. Maybe you texted me. And then those of you who are suggesting that we have been receiving these suggestions for the last 3 months about my show and AB's show, that the shows are on the same time, 8 to 10, 8 to 10, even though this show was on 8 to 11 o'clock, because the initial form was like we had to have panelists on the show, so we're doing 3 hours. And we are reviewing these suggestions. There are some who are suggesting that ABI should blend, do the show together. Some saying we should adjust the time. So all of these suggestions are under consideration. And at the appropriate time, we give you the best. Trust me, we give you the best. So you just be patient. Small. I say we can understand too. Well, the ABI hour jogging, we met at the court. Yeah, my man. So that my man, me say, my man, yeah, your voice was low. I said, my son, yeah, your voice was low. You know, and 2 hours. It's like, I said, how you hear my voice? You are gonna be on the same time. So it's a difficult thing. But trust us, we're looking into that. The management, my 2 managements are also looking into that, and we hope we can do something better that will be more comfortable for all of you, our supporters. So let's go home on this note. I want to leave you with this song by Sam Ajivon. He calls it "We Suffering." We suffering. So Elisha's Morris, and you told Juji, all of you, Prince, Shafa, Fatou Sherry, I'm okay. Marco Momo, Asik Tule, all of you who came in lately, welcome and thanks for following. But we're going now, so thanks to all of you. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. Wednesday, I'm not too sure. You know, the whole week is my graduation week, so it's really, really busy. It's tense. I have to do a lot of running around. I have some leadership responsibility on the campus too with the class. So yeah, a lot of things happening, and then I got my list more to now. I gotta go run after in the day, you know. Yeah, so Wednesday, I'm not too sure of doing the show on Wednesday. So all of you will be able to listen to AB, or maybe we'll negotiate the management to relay AB show on Wednesday, because I will not do the show on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm like 70% sure I may not work on Wednesday because I have an engagement at night of our class. And then Thursday, yes, I'll work on Thursday. Friday is the graduation, so I'm not working on Friday because Friday is the main day. So I'm working 3 days in this week, and the 3 or 2 days, 2 days, because I don't normally work on Friday anyway. I don't work Friday, so tomorrow we'll do the show. Wednesday, anything could change, but I'm not too sure. I have an engagement at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night with the class. So, but let's see how it looks.
We never see this man before. I see the people sing. That's why they're cursing.
I see you, Baba. See you.
That's why they're frustrating. I see the people crying in pain. They talk and talk, but nothing changed. Empty bowls and hearts in vain.